Thank you again for being here tonight. I have really just a quick two-part question. I'm a youth minister, actually. Not a particularly young youth minister, but a youth minister nevertheless. And how could we approach what you're speaking about in terms of this countercultural approach, this countercultural taking the narrative, making it our own, making it sing out, in a youth ministry approach, perhaps? I have some ideas in terms of how this would go about. The other part of my question was the challenge, in your book, The Prophetic Imagination, the challenge of allowing the countercultural message to become domesticated. As you talk about when the idea that the countercultural message of Moses becomes domesticated in the house of Solomon. Yeah. How do we challenge and stand against that? And thank you again.
Well, if I knew the answer to those questions, I make it a point never to have a thought about what to do with young people, so that's out. But no. I'll tell you what I think. What I think is that very many kids, junior high, senior high, know all of this stuff intuitively. And the task of ministry is to help them name it, and to help them name it in ways so that you don't get a phone call from their parents saying, "What are you doing over there?" Because the parents have congealed. That's what I think. Now, I don't know how not to have it domesticated. It has occurred to me, and it happened to me by happenstance in the last 5 years, is that I got 3 new conversation partners. And what I have thought, one of whom was Mark Braverman, but what I thought, as long as I have the same conversation partners, I'm going to have the same conversations. So maybe it's a practical question: with whom do I need to be in conversation that I have not yet begun? And that's not very easy, because we are comfortable with the people we're comfortable with. That's what I'm thinking. And, you know, I think that's the work of all kinds of art forms: good novels, good poems, good movies. Put us in other conversations where we were not yet ready to go. That's what I think. Keeps uncongealing us. Yes.
Dr. Brueggemann, I guess my question's sort of a bifurcated one, and you can, I guess, take one of either route, or you could take both, whichever you'd like.
Good.
But since we tend to put so much faith in political offices or political power, if we choose to work within that system, and let's make you the mayor of Cincinnati or the governor of Kansas, or, you know, whatever particular office might, you know, in each of our contexts, what one choice or what one move might you make given the sort of public mandate or authority to act? What?
I'll take the other question.
Okay.
I'm kidding you.
And the other question is, of course, or if that's way too in the system, how else can we frame the chance to act in our own context? If it's not working in the already political, we're afraid of everything state, where?
I don't think, and I think your question, it's not an either or, it's a both and. I'm a Calvinist, so I believe you got to work in the institutions of government. I believe that. And, you know, I don't know. I think that what has to happen is that the resources of the government have to be committed to the construction of neighborliness. That has all kinds of policy implications, and it tells against a lot of policy implications. You know, the current war on regulation, get the government regulations off my back, is wanting unrestricted freedom for powerful people. That's what that's about. And that has to be resisted. Well, about outside of the government, you know, it's in the direction of movement, and this witness here about the nuclear stuff and people opposing it, that's a case in point. Christianity was a movement a long time before it was an institution.
Thank God.
That's right. And most of us who are kind of tenured Christians, we're not very easy with movements. Oscar Wilde famously said that he was in favor of socialism, but it would take too many evening meetings. So movements take a lot of time and energy.
Yeah.
So that's all I know about it.
Thank you.
Yeah. One more.
Those of us who are journalists learn to ask the question of cost and follow the money. What you have proposed to us tonight is not without cost. You've, echoing Jesus, told us to take up our cross and to be the church in the world. And I wonder whether you would outline for us what this will cost us and why it's worth it.
I think we don't know what it will cost us. I think depending on how deeply one goes into contradiction from dominant culture is the extent of the cost. And I think people who have gone down that road, like Oscar Romero, didn't know when he started down that road, so nobody knows. What I think it will cost socially is a lowered standard of living. Because, for some, that's right. Because many of us live in an unsustainable standard of living, and I don't want to give up a cubit of it. But it's unsustainable. So I believe that's the big cost. Now, why is it worth it? 'Tis a gift to be simple, 'tis a gift to be free, 'tis a gift to come down where you ought to. Because it's who we are. And to have a kind of evangelical innocence about our life is worth a great deal. But I don't want to go there. That's what I think. I guess we're done.
We do thank you and hope that you feel our appreciation, and I hope that we can take this challenge out into the world. You are invited right now into the reception, which will be behind you, where you can get your book signed and have conversations about this countercultural world that we're asked to live into. Don't forget that you have an evaluation. I know that's annoying to say over and over again, but I'm tasked to tell you that again. So take that, enjoy the evening, and hopefully we'll see you again here tomorrow at 9 o'clock.